everybody, this is Jessica the Book Goddess, and I'm here to film my March wrap-up. Basically, the reason why it's so late is because, as you guys know, I was going to Florida, and with all the packing and everything else, I didn't really film anything before we left. I was a little over-optimistic with the fact that I thought I would be able to get everything in, but it didn't happen, and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry? I don't know where it's at right now. I'm sorry. I'm having some issues with my books. She's uploading them because some of my books
helping her because she's not very organized.
No, I don't have all my books. I don't know where they are because I took some books on vacation, and it's just right now everything's a mess. So I have 4 physical books in front of me, and then I had some ebooks and I had some library books that already went back. So right now, I'm just going to show you the physical copies, then I'll show you the pictures of the books that I don't have physical copies of. Anyways, you know how my wrap-ups work. I tell you a little bit about each book, and then I tell you whether I liked them or not, what my rating was, and then at the end I tell you which one was my favorite and which one was my least favorite. So, I'll get started because it's a pretty hefty list with 11 books. The first one was Professor Gargoyle, and my son and I adored this book. It was by Charles Gilman. It's a fun juvenile read. It's so cute. Any young person that you have in your family, I think would enjoy this. My son's not into scary books. When he was looking at this, it was freaking him out. But when you get into reading it, it's kind of like a Lemony Snicket type of thing. As far as to me, it was kind of like a Lemony Snicket without the Count Olaf trying to kill you type of thing. But it was really cute. I definitely enjoyed it. My son enjoyed it. We're getting the second one, which is the Slither Sisters. It's somewhere around here, and we're going to start that soon. And then we're definitely buying the third book because we're going to continue on with the series because he loves it, and I love reading it with him. So it's something we can do together and enjoy. So anybody who has a younger sibling or young child or anything at home that's about higher elementary, like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and a little bit above will enjoy this. And even so adults, I enjoyed it. You know, it was a good book. Then I read Love Sucks, which is the sequel to Bite Me by Melissa Francis. And I definitely enjoyed this book. I gave it, I gave it 4 stars. I probably would have gave it 3.5 because I liked the first one better. But it definitely wraps up as a sequel. It definitely wraps up the book, the series. Well, the 2-book duo, whatever. It wraps it up nicely. I definitely liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought all the loose ends came together really well, and it was a fun, light read. It's definitely not one of my favorite books, and it wasn't as good as the first, but it was definitely good enough to keep my interest, and I enjoyed the fact that everything ended well. So, I gave it, I believe, I would have gave it 3.5, but I don't know how to do 3.5 on Goodreads, so I gave it 4. And then I read The Name of the Star, which is the YT Book Club, which they picked for February, and of course the book club met in March. So, and that was by Maureen Johnson. So I finished it in March. The book club met on the 6th, and I think I read it. I started around the 1st or the 2nd. So it was really good as far as the characters were concerned. I thought it was really good. The storyline itself, the plot, I didn't really enjoy it. I don't like Jack the Ripper. It's not one of my favorites. I gave it 3.5 stars. I definitely will not be reading the next. I gave it 3.5. Well, I don't know for sure if I'll not be reading the next. It's one of the things I may not be doing.
Not your book anyway.
Yeah, it's Jade's book. I only read it because it was the YT Book Club pick. She likes stories about Jack the Ripper and stuff like that. I love the boarding school aspect, which really drew me in. Now, say if the next book isn't along the same lines, but it has the boarding school aspect and the same characters, I might take a peek at it. We'll have to see. But so far, this was just alright. It wasn't nothing that I thought was fabulous, and, you know, That's really all I can say about that. The next book was the YT Book Club for March. And this is Destiny's Fire. And, oh my gosh, I really, really should do a separate review for this book. And who knows, I might. But it was flipping fantastic. It has steampunk. It has Egyptian folklore, or that Egyptian type things in it, aspects, and romance and action, and there's fighting, and oh my goodness, it's just, there's so many good things about this book that I can't narrow it down in just a couple of minutes. I definitely gave it a 5-star. It's by Trisha Wolfe. I am doing a blogspot, well, not blogspot, but I'm part of her Tough Girls tour, and I will have a review for her first book, which is A Starter's Wrath, up on my blog, which is the prequel to this, and it really gets into the mythology, and it really gets into like their powers and the different stuff going on in the book. And it'll be up on my blog on the 18th. So anyways, you guys should check out Trisha's website. You should check out Trisha. Fantastic book. And I may end up doing a full review on that one. I don't know. It's just awesome. If that made any sense whatsoever, I would just gush about that book. I just loved it. Okay. Then I read Philippa Gregory's Changeling. I enjoyed it. Honestly, I read it, and I read it at the end of the month too. And I remember it, but I don't. It was a good book, I know that, and I enjoyed it, and I'll definitely read the second book, but it didn't leave a lasting impression on me. It is fantasy. It's good. I like the characters in it, but it didn't leave a lasting impression. I think I gave this one 3 stars but hopefully the second one will get better. You know, who knows? It was great. And I know a lot of people like Philippa Gregory, and she's a great adult author, and she crossed over to YA, and I think that's cool. A lot of authors are, but I just didn't feel like her book left a lasting impression. You know, I read a lot of high fantasy, and that one just didn't do it for me. Then I read Janet Ivanovich's Notorious 19, and this is her Stephanie Plum novels, and it's an adult series, and I always give hers like 4 to 5 stars, and this was definitely a 4-star. Hilarious, fun, definitely something I will read when I need to pick me up to, if I'm having a bad week, a bad day, whatever, and I need something to make me laugh. Definitely a good series to check out. It is adult, but it's fun. It's hilarious. Female bounty hunter, what's not to love? Who doesn't really know what she's doing and constantly gets stuff blown up. It's just a really fun series. Next, I read Jennifer L. Armentrout's Onyx. This is an amazing series. If you guys don't know Jennifer L. Armentrout's work, she writes Half-Bloods, which is another great series. Just a fantastic, fantastic book. I loved it. I believe I gave it 5 stars. I believe. I'm not sure, but I believe I gave it 5 stars. Then I read, this one's got a glare, but this is Perks of Being a Wallflower. Wallflower. I don't know why I said Wildflower. By Stephen Chbosky. Yeah, Stephen Chbosky. And I give it a 3. I know people loved it, and I know it's a movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. I do plan on seeing the movie, and I'm hoping that I like the movie better than I like the book, but the book just didn't do it for me, people. Sorry. So I give it a 3. It wasn't that great. I did like the character of Sam, though. She was really good. I enjoyed her a lot. Then I read George R. Martin. I don't know. I can't talk today. And it's A Game of Thrones. And I know a lot of you guys have heard it, unless you're kind of living under a rock, which some of us do at times. And it's a great series. Loved it. It was epic filled, fantasy filled. It's just filled of all the great goodness of fantasy, epic fantasy. It's just so good. I love that series. Anyways, it's big though. The books are big. The books are like around 800 pages or more. it's a long series, so it takes a while to get into it, but well worth it. Definitely be reading the second one and watching the series too on HBO. But I do have to give a disclaimer about the HBO series. It's really sexy and very, there's a lot of nudity in it and stuff like that. So just be aware if you're not into that sort of thing. But the books aren't as, like, that bad. So the books aren't like that. So anyways, but it's HBO. What can you say? Then I read the graphic novel, Soulless. And this is by Gail Carriger. And I read the graphic novel to get myself in the mood to read the actual novel. And I was shocked when I read the actual novel how much this follows along. This is actually really well done. It really captures the whole essence of the book. I believe I gave it 4 stars. It definitely captures the essence of the book. And that alone earned it 4 stars because it, just took it all in. And that's an adult book too. The next one that I had read was an adult book, and I enjoyed this one a lot. It's God Save the Queen, and I believe I gave this 4 stars, and it's by Kate Lockett, and it is really good. It's steampunk and fantasy and just a whole bunch of stuff rolled up into one, and a really fun read. And I'm definitely I've got the second one, and I started it. I just misplaced it because of unpacking and stuff. I have to grab it and try to read it, but I'm only like 30 pages in, so no big loss. If I have to start it over, no big deal. Okay, but I really enjoyed it, and I gave that one 4 stars, I believe, too. Then, of course, Soulless, which I would probably give it 3.5 to 4 stars. I gave it 4 because, again, I can't figure out how to do a half star on Goodreads. But I definitely enjoyed it. Not as much as some YouTubers, but it was still a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that the series gets even better as it goes along. I think I don't want to give anything away, but one of the aspects that I didn't like about it is her love interest, per se. Not the fact that she has one or doesn't have one, it's how it all ends up. I think I would have liked more, and maybe I'll get some more of that in the next books, more build up and more drama. I like the drama aspect in the relationship part, but it's a good series, so I'm looking forward to reading the second one. But that's all for me. That is my wrap up. That is, I believe, all 11 books. And I had a great reading month. Hopefully April will be a great medium month. I've got my fingers crossed, but it's not looking so great so far. We will see. But you guys have, and you know what? I have to take that back. I read 12 last month because I read Changeling. I didn't realize that. Okay, guys. You guys have a good month, and I'll be back with another one at the end of this one, hopefully. See you later. Happy reading, guys. Bye.